Welcome, Lindsay. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. This is our post-observation conference, and basically what I want to do with this meeting is just go over the observation and cover a few areas that I think you're doing very well in, and as well as maybe bring to your attention a few of the other areas that as you go along you may not notice or things like that. But overall, I'm really pleased with the progress you've made this year, and I'm thankful for the work you've put into that French classroom, and I know the kids seem to be enjoying it, so I'm thankful. But let's go ahead and get into the lesson itself. Do you feel that you accomplished the objectives that you set for yourself in the lesson?
Yeah, I think I did. I feel like I got the lesson completed, but also made it in a fun environment.
I agree. I looked over the objectives that you have, and I feel that you covered those very well. How about the instructional strategies? What was one instructional strategy that you felt was very successful and that you would either use again or maybe change and use in a different way, but that you felt really was helpful today?
I brought in a lot of fruit and vegetables to help explain just a hands-on activity for the students as we went through the different French words for the food groups.
I think that is one of the best things a teacher can do is bring in things that relate to the students outside of school and to the rest of their life, because when they see that school connects with home or connects with after high school, they try to work at that thing so much more. And as a teacher and a supervisor, I understand that anytime we can connect those two things, we're doing our job. So I agree. I think you did a wonderful job of that, using those kind of things in that strategy. How about with your higher order thinking? Do you feel like you were able to bring some higher order thinking through the lesson? And if so, what was the one thing you thought you did well with that?
I was able to bring some of that into my lesson. I had them at the end of the period create a menu that was to be put into a restaurant. So I think that helped put the vocab words into play, into practice.
I was happy to see that you used that create. That's a higher order thinking skill where they have got to not only take what they've learned, but now they've got to apply it to something that is useful, and a menu is a great way to connect real life again, like you did with your food. How about your classroom management? How do you feel that went?
I think it went okay. The students did really well. They were very engaged in the lesson. As soon as I brought out the food, their energy got really high, which was a little bit harder for me to manage and for me to keep control with them.
I think for the most part during the lesson part, before the food, I think you did a wonderful job. You're walking around the classroom is very good. Your proximity to the students, that's what I mean by that. That was very excellent. A couple of things I would challenge you on is maybe starting the class a little bit more structured. Right now the kids are walking in, they're kind of just, doing their thing and sort of warming up to class. And I think having maybe some activity or some, routine that they know is going to happen when they come into the French classroom would help get class started a little bit quicker. As far as bringing food and things in, I would try to establish those rules maybe the day before or definitely at the beginning of class. This is what's going to happen and this is what I require of you. Because if you don't, then, it is an extra thing in the classroom, something different from the day in and day out. So really try to put those expectations out as early as possible, and so that they do know what you want them to do when something different happens in the classroom. And that would be very, very beneficial to your teaching in that area. Also, in the area of biblical integration, were you able to, what do you think you were successful with in that area?
Well, I try to every day open up in prayer. I have a student open up in prayer in French. And then we learn a Bible verse that goes along with our lesson. Every week we'll learn a Bible verse in French.
I did notice that. I was appreciative of them being able to pray in French. That's something I think is necessary, as well as the verse. I think that's also good, bringing the Bible in there. But another area I would challenge you in is just, bringing stories from the Bible, bringing different things from your own life, your own testimony, letting that show forth will help these students get a more real picture of who you are and definitely connect to them a little bit more, even on the heart level, and really will start winning these kids over. So I continue to do a good job with that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Looking ahead to the next observation, what is maybe one thing you'd like to focus on for the next time?
I probably would want to focus more on my higher order thinking, making sure I'm really engaging the students more into that area.
I agree with higher thinking skills being something that should be always part of one of our desires. We can never challenge the students enough in those areas. And the more we can get them to think above just memorization, the better it is. So I think that'd be a great thing to focus on for the next lesson. But I am very proud of how you are doing in the classroom so far, and I was pleased at what I saw. And the few areas that we talked about, I'm sure you'll get some time to work on those. And I'm going to look forward to the next observation in French class. So thank you for your work, and I appreciate you coming by for this meeting.
Thank you.